There was once a young man named Arav. He had big dreams, a bright smile, and endless plans for life. He believed if he worked hard enough, everything would go his way. But life had different plans. One evening, while riding his bike home after work, a car ran the red light. In 1 second, everything changed. The sound of metal, glass, and screams, and then silence. When Arav woke up, the white ceiling felt strange. His body was heavy, his legs still. The doctor stood beside him and said softly, "You'll never walk again." Those words stabbed him like knives. His world, the world he built so carefully, collapsed in one moment. He looked at the doctor and whispered, "Why me?" Days turned into weeks. Pain became his shadow. He hated life. He hated the accident. He hated himself. He had lost everything he thought defined him. One day, an old man named Dev, a retired teacher, entered Arav's hospital room. He carried a small bag and a calm smile. Without saying much, Dev sat beside him and opened a notebook. It had 2 words written in neat handwriting, Amor Fati. Arav frowned. "What does that mean?" Dev smiled. "It means, love your fate." Arav laughed bitterly. "Love my fate? You mean love this pain? Love this wheelchair? Are you joking?" Dev said nothing. He just looked at Arav and replied softly, "When my wife died, I asked the same question. Then I realized, life doesn't happen to us. It happens for us." Asterisk. That night, Arav couldn't sleep. The words, "love your fate," played again and again in his mind. How could anyone love something that destroyed them? But the next morning, as sunlight entered through the hospital window, he noticed something. A nurse helping a child with a burn mark smile while feeding him. A patient next to him trying to move one finger after weeks of effort and celebrating like he won the world. Something inside Arav shifted. He whispered to himself, "Maybe fate isn't against me. Maybe it's teaching me something." Days passed. He started talking to patients around him, motivating them, listening to them. His words started healing others, and slowly healing him too. He began painting from his wheelchair. Each stroke carried pain, but also peace. He called his first painting, "The Morning After the Storm." Dev visited him again and said, "So, do you still hate your fate?" Arav smiled faintly. "I don't hate it anymore. I'm still learning to love it." Dev nodded. That's Amor Fati. Not pretending everything is perfect, but knowing that even in pain, there's a reason to live. Months later, Arav opened a small art center for people with disabilities. He taught others how to paint, how to breathe through pain, and how to see life not as a punishment, but as a canvas. Every person who entered his center saw one quote on the wall: "Don't curse your fate, create with it." Years later, when a journalist asked him, "What gave you the strength to move on?" Arav smiled and said, "Life broke my body, not my spirit. My pain became my purpose." That's the beauty of fate. When you stop fighting it, you find your power within it. So, the next time life hits you hard, when things don't go your way, when dreams fall apart, remember Amor Fati. Love your fate, even when it hurts, because sometimes your deepest pain hides your greatest gift. And if this story touched your heart, subscribe to Rise with English. Learn English. Feel inspired.